time for an upgrade.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be discussing a big problem that I've had the past couple of years. I've been postponing the upgrade of my editing station for, I don't know, 2-3 years now. And yeah, problems have been piling up more and more and more. And being stuck at home because of the corona made these problems even more noticeable. Because before the corona, I did work a lot outside. I worked in the office 8 hours, but now I'm stuck 12, 13, 14 hours per day on the same workstation, and some of the things are honestly driving me crazy, like the cable situation, the interoperability that I cannot switch easily between my working laptop and my editing laptop. Also the fact that the machine is really old, so the workflow for editing is really bad. Everything crashes a lot, it cannot handle things. I get non-stop overheating shutdowns of my editing laptop, which is really annoying. And to be honest, a small YouTube video, because now I'm shooting in 4K, takes 2-3 hours to export, which is insane. Also, I cannot use my machine during that time. I need to constantly be switching cables from the keyboards, mouses, HDMI cables for the monitor, which is actually not a monitor, it's an old TV I've repurposed and tried to calibrate with software to be as close as possible. But then again, it's a TV, so pretty much the colors are almost always off, and I need to make double and triple checks with other monitors that I have here, just to kind of compare how the colors look like and hopefully to get them right. So yeah, basically you can see what I've been dealing with. There is almost no room for anything. I need to keep my graphics tablet underneath my keyboard. Hard drives are all over the places. I need to stack laptops one on top of the other. And because of the overheating issues, I needed to add also an external cooling system, which was not so great, but it did help a little bit with the situation. So that took up space as well. And yeah, I've had enough of this, and it's about time I do something about it. So the goal of this upgrade would be to get a really powerful machine that will not require upgrades in the near future, or let's say medium future as well. Because I'm planning to spend a little bit more than I had originally planned. Also, a big goal for me is to do something about the cable management situation. I want a clear desk where I can put my keyboard, mouse, graphics tablet, and also have place for a notebook, for example, if I need to write some notes, and of course the obligatory cup of coffee. Everything else must go. Let's get into it. At first I wanted to buy an already built PC, something like an Alienware or something like that, because to be honest, I didn't have the time to dig in and read a lot about different parts and their specifications and all of the different characteristics and so on. But for what I wanted to get, the price for an Alienware machine was pretty much insane. Also, that meant that I need to make compromises here and there. So my friend Goshu basically said that he'll help me out. He recently finished out a build on his own, and he will help me out pick out the parts, and if I have any troubles regarding the build, he will be there to support. So yeah, it didn't go as planned. I definitely spent a lot more time than expected reading, because as I said, I spent a decent amount on this build, and I wanted to read up and choose the best parts, but definitely with support from my friend, I think I got the best things that I can right now. Let's start with a part list. By the way, all of the parts are going to be linked down below, so if you're building your own editing station, check out the parts. If you're interested, you can directly order them. I'm going to also add them to my Amazon storefront, so you can basically just batch buy everything if you like this machine right now. Yeah, I do have to mention that I haven't done any builds in a really long time, and a lot of things have changed. I haven't read up on all of the parts, so it was a bit tough, and I could not have done it without the help of my friend. So basically I got lost in cases, cooling solutions, motherboards and so on. I did get the Lian Li PC 0 or 0, I'm not sure, 11 dynamic food tower case because it was suggested to me. It looked really clean and nice. I did get the white one, although technically where I've put the new build, the white is not visible. So yeah, let's start with the parts that I put into the Lian Li case. I went with the Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Hero Wi-Fi edition. Basically, it has everything that I need and even more than I need in terms of support, ports and in features. It also comes with a ton of software if you want to, for example, overclock your system or something like that. Yeah, to be fair, it looks really cool. Of course, for the processor, I went with what's the top of the market, but not complete overkill, and I'm talking about AMD Ryzen 3950X. Didn't wait for the 5000 series because pretty much the 3950X is let's say it's on the level of overkill when it comes to editing. So I didn't need actually anything faster. It's well enough to support all of the Adobe software that I'm using and so on. So yeah, I think that's a really reasonable processor that is sort of future-proof, at least for the next, I don't know, 6-7 years. I think it will definitely do a good job if there are no defects or anything like that. I also got 64 gigs of RAM. I got G.Skill Trident Z Neo with the RGB. This was my first, by the way, RGB build, so I think I went a little bit overboard with RGB. Then for storage, I got the Samsung 970 EVO 1TB SSD, as well as a Seagate Iron Wolf 2TB. So yeah, the hard drive is basically a storage disk for footage and photos and so on. Samsung is for my operating system, software, and my current projects that I'm working, so it reads a little bit faster. So let's continue with the cooling system. I did get the Corsair H115i RGB Platinum liquid cooling solution for the CPU. I got two sets of the Corsair LL120 3-pack fans with RGB, and I did use the Corsair RM 850 watt power supply to power everything on this machine. By now, you would most likely be thinking, why am I not mentioning any graphics card here? I'm talking about the editing station, and I'm not talking at all about the graphic cards. If you're looking to build a PC right now, you're most likely aware of the situation that NVIDIA have a big problem with the new 3000 series because technically you cannot get a hold of it. I really did want to get the 3080 or a 3090 RTX, but it's not possible. So since I cannot wait anymore with the build, I did get an RTX 2060 just to hold off for now. And to be fair, it's pretty decent. It's holding up really well in terms of exporting, for example, and so on, although it's utilized at 100%. I am waiting for the RTX 3080 version that comes with the 20 gigabytes that's rumored to be released soon. So hopefully they have it in stock and they don't flop this release like the rest of the releases they've had this year. But until then, I'm rocking the 2060, and it's okay, definitely. I also found a potential buyer. A friend of mine would like to buy this off of me once I get the new card, so it's not going to be a big loss in money because the card is brand new, it comes with warranty and everything. So yeah, so that pretty much is all of the parts from the PC that I used. Didn't go in depth with the building process because parts were arriving over time, and it was completely completed over a couple of days. It was pretty much a big mess, so if you're building a PC, expect a lot of boxes, a lot of garbage everywhere, like plastic wrappers and so on. So yeah, it was definitely not something nice to film. If you want to see how to build your PC, I would definitely recommend Linus Tech Tips. This channel helped me really a lot. They have really interesting tutorials, as well as a couple of other channels. Just search PC build guides. There are a couple of channels that make really good tutorials on that. So after this, the build is finished finally. What's an editing station upgrade if it's only the PC and not everything? So I decided that I will go completely overboard here and just upgrade everything, and I got an actual good editing monitor. I also got a new keyboard and a new mouse. So for the monitor, I went with the 34-inch LG 34WK95VW or just the 5K2K LG. I went with this one because it has really nice color accuracy directly from the factory. It comes with calibration software. It comes with more than 4K resolution. That's the so-called 5K2K resolution. Basically, it's an ultra-wide 4K, but the real 4K on top of the basically you have the 4K, and this comes on top of the 4K. So that's the 5K2K name. It's not a real 5K monitor, but it's close enough. It does support lower refresh rates, so it's not really a gaming monitor. It's 60 Hertz, but I'm not going to game that much on this PC. And to be fair, I'm old school. I'm quite used to playing games on 60 Hertz. My TV behind me is 60 Hertz, and I'm playing my PlayStation on it, so not much of a difference there. For the keyboard, I went with the Logitech Craft because of all of the features that it has for the Adobe software, and not only Adobe software, Microsoft software. At work, I do have to work a lot with Excel, and for example, and it's really helpful to have some of the features from this keyboard, as well as from the mouse. I got the MX3 mouse, which also comes with a ton of features and a really cool software that you can actually use for synchronizing and personalizing both the keyboard and the mouse. I'll be doing complete reviews separately for the mouse, keyboard, and for the monitor. So if you're interested in checking that out, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification icon so you get the notification when I release those videos. Or go over to my website, mi-productions.com, and subscribe for the blog, because I will be releasing blog posts as well for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the upgrade. So let's take the tour. First of all, the biggest improvement here is that there are almost no cables here underneath. Most of the cables are completely gone. Moving up, same situation above. I have my Logitech Craft here. Have my MX3 there, my graphics tablet, working laptop. I do keep my Bluetooth headset over here, and I have a small cable just for charging purposes, as well as I have a USB-C cable for charging the keyboard and the mouse, as well as connecting my Sony camera. But there is nothing else. Some of the cables on the back are still visible. I most likely will strap them somewhere over here behind those pillars. I do have access to my notebooks over here if I need to take some notes or something like that. And moving up, we have the machine over there. Currently some of the fans are turned off because I needed it to be a little bit quieter. It can get a little bit noisy when all the fans are on max, but for this video I turned some of them off. I do have also my audio setup there. It's not the perfect one. I do have two more speakers up there and there. I know these three here are not spaced very well, but for the time being it's okay. But one thing I did notice is that subwoofer here is affecting sometimes the PC case if it's a bit too loud. I also get this really cool huge mouse pad. Something really cool is, if I want to free up some more space, is that the Craft keyboard fits perfectly at the beginning of the stand from the LG monitor. So now I have this space over here where I can put, for example, on an entire notebook, just open it, take some notes, and then continue doing what I was previously doing. Okay, it might be a little bit loud because all of the fans are working on my PC, but this is going to be the first real-world test for the machine. I've already run some benchmarks and so on, everything performed super, but now it's time to export a video that I've edited in Premiere and just to see how long it takes. This is a 4K video, about almost 10 minutes. And this is my UU rig review. If you haven't checked that out, you can check it out. The pop-up is going to come up over here somewhere, I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Normally with my old machines, such a thing would take approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours to export. And this is just for a 10-minute video. So I would just select everything and let's see, export medium. So my settings are going to be YouTube 4K, which makes the video almost 3 gigabytes. And let's, just a note here, I do have also Adobe Auditions open, I have Chrome opened, so it's not just Premiere. And before on my old PC, before on my old laptop, when I needed to render something, I would have to completely close everything and use only Premiere. I would have to put on the, I would have to start the rendering, and then I would forget about using my laptop until it's finished because it would crash. So let's hit export and see what happens. Holy shit. 5 minutes, it says 5 minutes, already on 4 minutes. So I guess approximately under 4 minutes now, so it's changing quite quickly. Although we have everything on the side open. Regarding performance, CPU is staying at 30%. Memory used is 20 gigabytes. And the GPU is at 100%. So I would assume that if I finally get the GPU that I want, it will go even faster. So yeah, I mean, 4.5 to 5 minutes export time, that's pretty damn good. The good thing is I can still use Chrome and browse the web, or I can even open Photoshop on top of Adobe Auditions and Premiere Pro and Chrome, and just work on my thumbnail, for example. I did use Cinebench just for running a couple of tests to see how the system performs. I'm not a big fan of overclocking. Actually, I've intentionally crippled down a little bit the system because of two things. First of all, it limits the risks of some overheating when overclocking is not done properly, or it works to the maximum. And second of all, this is a big ass computer that drives a lot of power through it, and limiting it a little bit helps a lot. Also, it runs really smooth. There are no issues, there are no errors that something is overheating. You don't get fans going insane because then, as I said, I have in total how many? So 6, 8, 8 fans plus the CPU fan that's on the motherboard, and the 2 fans on the graphics card. So if all of them go insane, that is gonna be a lot of noise. I'm not sharing any actual results from the tests I've run on this PC because, I mean, there are plenty tests out there in the internet. If you're interested in getting some benchmarks on the processor, graphics card, or so on, just head out and get them. But as you already seen, it's a beast in terms of exporting video. The topic efficiency is really important for me, and the fact that I can export videos fast and I can use my machine during the export to multitask and so on. This is a big help for me. This means that I can either take on more projects, or it means I spend less time, which is, as I said, in this situation, I tend to spend 13 to 14 hours per day on the PC. This will definitely help a lot, not only for not spending so much time, but it has its own health benefits. That was it. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Write them down below, as well as let me know what's your editing machine. Are you satisfied with what you have, or you're considering an upgrade as well? And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in my other videos, guys. Bye!